Welcome to Inside the Capitol, your weekly look at what's going on inside Minnesota's government through a Catholic lens. Both the Minnesota House and Senate are back in session after their short Easter recess. Legislators have a full slate ahead of them with just about 5 weeks to go before the end of the session. Session is set to end on May 21st, although there is always the possibility of a special session which would extend the time lawmakers are at the Capitol, but we do not expect that to be the case this year. As lawmakers move toward the home stretch, in our coming episodes, we will take a closer look at bills that Catholics are working on inside the Capitol. This week, we look at affordable housing.
We're lucky to live in a state where lawmakers are really attuned to the issue of affordable housing, and we have great champions in the legislature. Unfortunately, we've seen an increase in homelessness.
A representative for Catholic Charities tells us they, through the Homes for All Coalition, are partnering with more than 200 Minnesota organizations, including the Minnesota Catholic Conference, to address homelessness through this year's bonding bill, a bill which finances large construction projects.
Our 2018 bonding proposal is $110 million in housing infrastructure bonds and $30 million in general obligation bonds to build and preserve affordable housing, both in the rental and homeownership markets.
Along with Catholic Charities, the Minnesota Catholic Conference supports a bill to ensure people can afford to stay in their homes.
Our rental assistance bill, House File 3402, was heard in the House Health and Human Services Committee. The purpose of this bill is to improve housing stability by increasing rental assistance for individuals with disabilities and long-term history of homelessness.
As session continues, you can follow the progress of this bill and many more that are being considered. That brings us to this week's Action Alert. You can check out the Minnesota Catholic Conference Bill Tracker. Just go to mncatholic.org/Action Center. Then you go and click on Bills. From there, you can search a bill by keyword or subject matter. By clicking on the bill's title, you can see why the Catholic Conference supports or opposes the bill, which legislators support the bill, where the bill is in the process, and a link to the bill. To take action this week, identify at least one bill that you are passionate about. Then write to or call your legislator and tell them why it's important for this bill to pass or fail. Before we go, we want to remind you of your last opportunity to attend the last Capitol 101. Capitol 101 is a course in the basics of advocacy, from the ins and outs of how our government works to learning about issues and how to address those issues with your legislators. Join us at the Capitol on Tuesday, April 17th. Visit mncatholic.org for more details and to register for this free event. Thank you for joining us for Inside the Capitol, and make sure you share this video with your friends. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and join us again next week for another edition of Inside the Capitol.